Okay. All right. So I'm here today to talk about AI and crypto beyond the cliches. And so generally the concept is AI makes everything fake, but crypto makes it real again. Because AI makes everything easy to fake, and crypto makes it hard again. AI and crypto are often paired in a vague and hand wavy way. The goal here is, let's give some background, then talk about concrete relations. So background, there's tools, obviously, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, et cetera. Some's too obvious. But there's also tutorials. I think, fast.ai is pretty good. Website where it's practical deep learning for coders. So you can get started there if you haven't, if there's just one kind of site to look at. This might be very basic for many people. So with that brief background, though, let's contrast these trillion-dollar technologies, AI and crypto. So AI versus crypto. First, AI is probabilistic while crypto is deterministic. So modern AI is largely statistical while crypto is procedural. Compare diffusion models and LLMs to cryptography. You have continuous math versus discrete math. B, AI is digital abundance and crypto is digital scarcity. The thing about this is AI makes it very easy to generate all kinds of content online, reams of text, images, all this kind of stuff. But crypto is about recording the transfer of scarce assets, and it's genuine digital scarcity. A -1 is, or a +1 when you're moving an asset somewhere is accompanied by a -1. That was really the core innovation of the blockchain, the ability to transfer rather than simply copy things digitally. Third, AI makes it, as I said, AI makes things easy to fake. Crypto makes it hard again. How do we know whether a piece of text or image, how do we know if it's real? We don't want to look at hands. We need some kind of cryptographic verification. And you can verify a message signature, for example, on Ethereum. And you can also map an ENS name to what's called a content hash. And, the concept here is you don't want to just look for small, subtle visual cues. Those can fail. Instead, you want to use cryptographic cues. And related to that is AI generates and crypto authenticates. The concept here is you might be able to generate this stuff, but then you might be able to authenticate it instead if we use digital signatures and whatnot. So basically, crypto gives a potential conceptual mechanism for actually verifying AI-generated content. Next, AI bust captchas and crypto rebuilds them. So a robot can just click the "I'm not a robot" captcha, but sign in with Ethereum would basically mean, that basically there's no easy way of simply signing in where you have a non-zero crypto balance. If you're a robot, you'll actually have to have them there, right? You actually have to have a balance. And so it's something that's harder for a robot to fake. AI proselytizes while crypto verifies it. So you can actually have a bunch of AI text generated here, but the references, if they're references to on-chain block explorer links, you'd actually be able to check that cryptographically. And so even though this is just a specific example where it's a very crypto-centric case where obviously the data is on-chain, broadly speaking, the idea here is that many kinds of data will be on-chain, not simply financial data, because we're starting to put social data on-chain. So eventually, AI references will be on-chain references. Next, AI breaks the public web, but crypto builds Web3 of trust. So we can start restoring signal for backlinks. Much of the content of the World Wide Web is becoming fake or generated. With Web3 of trust, we can start restoring signal for backlinks. And so rather than filling up the internet with garbage spam sites, we've got something totally different. A version 1.0 of this is like Farcaster, where every message is signed. And, this is helpful because now you don't just have a web, you have a signed web. So you've got authentication, you know where it's coming from. Next, AI training is centralized, but crypto can decentralize it. So if you look at actually the top, crowdfunding sites or the crowdfunding applications, all of these over here in yellow are actually things that were done with crypto. And so what that means is there's actually quite a lot of capital available there where you might be able to go and crowdfund, whether it's decentralized training or decentralized model evaluation. There's at least, if you squint, there's something you might be able to do there. Relatedly, AI evaluation centralized crypto can decentralize it. So this is already starting to happen. You've got models that can run locally and so on. But as sort of models plateau in some ways where the functionality hasn't improved that much over the last year, we're going to get hopefully decentralized versions. AI creates new authorities and crypto decentralizes them. So rather than a monotheistic single AGI, there's a polytheistic AGI. And so, the thing about this is there's many different kinds of AI models as opposed to a single AGI, a more polytheistic view of things rather than, the first person who gets to AGI wins. I think that that might have been plausible in 2022. I don't think that's no longer a plausible view of where things are. I think every sufficiently large community crowdfunds an AI that serves as the guiding force of their community. So you have Chinese AI, you have Grok, you have different kinds of AIs that have different cultures. And crypto also limits AI. Basically, AI has limits according to the laws of math, which crypto imposes, and it's limited by the laws of man, which crypto relaxes. So those limits are technical limits. Basically, for example, AI cannot forecast chaotic phenomena without infinite precision data. These are actually mathematical limits. It cannot forecast chaos. It also can't do turbulence. And it really, in many ways, is constrained because it can't really pose as a human if, you've got crypto captchas. It can't move in the real world without animating drones. It actually can't monopolize power if you've got decentralized AIs. You can't predict the real world if there's chaos and turbulence. And you don't have legal ability to operate in the world if the laws ban it. And let me go through each of these in turn. So, AI breaks Turing tests and crypto restores them. This is the one that we just talked about earlier. It's a CAPTCHA, but broader. Basically, all of these kinds of things, proof of human or on-chain balances or social signals and so on and so forth, all of these make it difficult for or impossible in some ways for a robot to fake. B, AI enables killer drones, but crypto controls them. So this requires a little bit of explanation, but essentially, killer AI, it's already here, it's called drones, and all the Web2 systems can be hacked, but public blockchains actually have not been hacked, and physical devices are already, because, tried hacking Bitcoin and failed. Well, the Pentagon gets hacked all the time, and physical devices are actually downstream of public chains because you can have something like an ENS door lock. So if you put that together, physical devices will be downstream of private keys, and so not your keys, not your drones. And so that's how crypto actually helps at least control killer drones. AI safety is cryptography. Next, AI can be beaten by other AIs, aka decentralization. So you have one robot playing another robot. So rather than the monotheistic model of a single AI, a polytheistic model of many decentralized AIs limits abuse. The only thing that stops a bad guy with an AI is a good guy with an AI. So AI safety is also decentralization. The next concept is that AI is static rules, but crypto is dynamic domains. So with AI, you are typically doing training and test, but the more dynamic the domain, especially if it's politics or markets, that's really where crypto shines, where you have adversarial time-varying domains. So AI's limits are where crypto takes over. And then, AI is regulated by governments while crypto regulates governments. So any model that's trained using a huge amount of, or not really that huge, a moderate amount of compute. The White House tried to ban that, but crypto is actually able to smash through and actually be upstream of regulations because crypto is metapolitical and AI just sort of assumes that politics exists, right? And so that's why, AI doesn't really have a theory of the state, but crypto does. And so AI is regulated by government, but crypto regulates governments. Bitcoin is, in a sense, a government of governments. So basically, we can see this also from lobbying. Like, if you care about crypto, it's time to prove it. But basically, the big tech lobbying was, potentially at a certain point going to derail open source AI, right? So AI's limits are where crypto takes over. So you put all that together, really, the constraints in AI, the legalization of AI, all of that is really crypto, right? in 2022, people would say, AI is a real revolution. And of course, AI is an amazing technology, but really it's limited technically by the laws of physics and math and legally by the laws of man. And crypto actually really is very helpful there in terms of both imposing those limits in terms of math. For example, AI can solve partial differential equations, but not cryptographic equations, and relaxing those laws when it comes to the laws of man. So thank you very much. So that's the quick talk. AI makes everything fake. Crypto makes real again. I'm at Balaji S on Twitter and Farcaster. So thank you very much.